Rovers playing hardball with Arsenal, that's right, for one of the young guns. What are we talking about? Well, I'll tell you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we take a look at Blackburn Rovers trying to defend themselves, keeping a hold of some of their talent, with Arsenal sniffing in the wings. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe. You want to subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, world football, transfer rumours. We're going to all hear under one roof. That's right, Mikel Arteta is trying to grab one of our young kids, that's right. And he's only offered a pesky £1 million. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you in a second. Big shout out to the members and the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, if you want to help out the channel, check out the links down below. But here it is, over on Football League World. It was also reported by matey boy Anna Nixon on Twitter and Patreon and whatnot. But yeah, Arsenal trying to snap up Igor Tyjon, who's just 17 years of age. They're trying to offer us £1 million plus extras for the 17-year-old, and Rovers are telling him, no, do one. He did play a couple of times for Rovers last season. We'll look at those numbers in a minute. But who is he? And of course, what can we expect with Rovers moving forward? That's right. So let's take it to the deep end in just 1 second. Big shout out, of course, to Eddie. Eddie, tell him what you're talking about behind the scenes. Alrighty. Hey, with Eddie back once again, but this time I don't want your money. No, I want your name, your voice, your Rovers memories. That's right. We started a social media project over on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, showcasing 150 Blackburn Rovers memories. I've asked fans from around the globe to drop their Rovers memories, but of course I need more of them. That's right. 150 is a big number, and we need some more, and that's where you come in. That's right. Whether it's the best player, best goal, best shirt, best moment in regards to Blackburn Rovers, I want to hear about it. So if you want to do that, again, follow that link. There is also one down in the description, and drop it in there. Of course, that memory will be featured over on Twitter on a day of its own, and then of course together in a master video when we drop it on November the 5th to celebrate Blackburn Rovers' 150th anniversary. So please do me a favour and drop your Rovers memory. But anyway, once again, back to Dirk to wrap up. Eddie, appreciate that. Let's take a look at Igor Tyjon. Of course, the young man in action. Here he is, rocking the blue and white halves. He is only 17 years of age. He's 181 centimetres tall, and he's got a right foot to die for. Of course, joined the club. He's actually been on the books for a few years now. His contract does expire at 2026. I think Rovers trying to secure that deal now, or at least extend it to at least, you know, trying to promise him, or at least trying to get him into the first team setup. So hopefully we can get that deal done, and if we can get him signed to a professional deal, then maybe we could talk more like £5 million or something like that. Anyway, of course, he is still a raw talent, but the numbers are creeping up there for just 17 years of age. 50 for attacking, 52 for technique, 47 creativity, 48 defending, and 44 tackling. He can play striker. You can also play on the left-hand side as a winger, inverted winger. Of course, not much numbers to work off of him. He is, of course, a protege, and of course, one of the better prodigies we've had in a long time, specifically up top. He's played 2 times last season, didn't really get much action in all that. The heat map, of course, or the touch map is pretty minimalistic, but his youth numbers are all right as well. Again, still very raw, still trying to get into the you know, he's kind of skipped the old youth academy. He's gone to kind of say, hey, I'm too good for this. I want in action on the main setup. He's chipped in with 6 goals and 12 appearances for the under-21s as a 17-year-old. That ain't too shabby. So, and that's, of course, 6 goals in 10 Premier League 2 matches. So he's already caught the eye there. Left winger, left midfielder, can play as attacking midfielder, but his bread and butter is down the middle. He can play for either England or Poland, and most recently he has played for England under 17s, chipping in with a couple of goals in 8 appearances, but he also chipped in with 2 goals in 3 for the under 16 Polish setup. So this is it. I think if we can at least get him signed for another contract, then try and get him some game time. I'm not saying being the starting striker, but at least get him on the bench, get him a couple of minutes, get him 5-10 minutes here, there, and everywhere, and see if he can chip in with a goal or two and really big up his profile, and then make the next year his year. If we're not going to buy a striker, then, you know, maybe we can develop this one into something a little bit special. Now, I can't really compare him to much here. Again, he is a bit of a mystery box because he's such young raw talent, but I'm comparing him to that of Yuki Yohashi. Why? Because they're same height, same right-footedness. They're you know, strikers, bread and butter down the middle. Of course, Yuki can play a little bit further behind him. And again, he's hoping to have a better year this year. Yuki, after a good pre-season, a good bit of rest as well. But Igor Tyjon, of course, a couple of games last time around towards the back end of the season. And hopefully under Big Val, his ethos of trying to get these guys, these youngsters, some minutes will prove to be a massive attribute for us. Because we've got a few guys knocking on the door as well. There are other youth talents that are being snapped up away from us, but we do need to see some loyalty, and hopefully Igor can do that, sign the contract a little bit, and Rovers, hopefully, if we are going to sell, we do get a bit more bang for our buck, because we're getting mugged off here. We saw it with Ashley Phillips. We saw it with the Finnan guy who went to Newcastle. A lot of our good young prospects getting snapped up. Meanwhile, of course, let's have a look at again. We cannot take anything off of this. But look at this: the goals per game ratio, even at such a poor level here, 219 minutes per goal compared to 218 minutes a goal for Yuki. So very similar sort of stats for very little numbers. So take from that from what you will. But yeah, Igor is one of a couple of really good prospects for Rovers. We've just had as well breaking news, or within the past couple of days, we saw some other young prospects sign up to academy deals. I think Igor is ahead of that sort of level. He is NFL and probably with Blackburn Rovers. If we look at Ashley Phillips, who's a prime example of it, a guy we did give some minutes towards the back end of his short career with Rovers. He then made the move to Tottenham. It didn't really work out for him so far. He'd been loaned out to Stoke, loaned out to Plymouth, and it looks like Sheffield United trying to buy him now for $6 million. So already it looks like an opportunity missed for Phillips. If he had just stayed with Rovers, he could have developed into a more esteemed sort of player, and player with more minutes to his belt before making that big move. So the grass isn't, well, basically I'm saying the grass isn't always greener. You could make this move, Igor Tyjon, to Arsenal, and then get kind of gobbled up in that Arsenal system. You might get a nice early pay chunk of XYZ $1,000 a week. Yes, and that might pay the bills for a little bit. Or you could stick it out with Rovers, grind it out, and believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you'll stay at Blackburn Rovers, and then you'll earn your stripes, you'll get your minutes, you'll get your goals, and you'll get your move. I don't think there's a rush. There is no rush for you to make that move. You're 17 years of age. If you want to make a move to a big club, earn your stripes now, because if you go down at Arsenal, you'll get the pay cash, yes, but you might be on the scrap heap before you're 22 years of age, and unfortunately, that's not you. I think there's a player in you, and I think you can go the distance, and I think if you give Rovers 2 years, maybe 3, I think we'll get the best out of you, and you'll get your move to the Premier League, and you'll be probably playing either for England or for Poland as one of their main strikers options. That's what I think. So believe in yourself, Igor. But of course, it's not about what we have to think. It's what Eddie has to think. Eddie, what are you thinking about Igor, young Igor?
Keyword Eddie here with some news on our brand new scheme we're looking to implement in the 2025-2026 campaign. What is it? Well, it's affordable away day travel. That's right. Us at Blackburn Roverseas hope to implement this brand new scheme for each and every one of the away days taking place in the upcoming campaign. Right now, we're just in the planning stages, and we want to know if you are interested in away day travel for the upcoming season. Now, what I need you to do now is, of course, go to this link on the screen right about now. It's a QR code, or maybe drop down in the old description to follow the URL and fill out your name, and of course, maybe some contact information that we can reach out to you when we are 100% committed. Just a reminder that this is just the planning stage of this service. Nothing is 100% as of yet, but the more numbers and the names that we get down in the next few weeks, then of course, then we'll have the ability to make this happen for you guys. Again, looking at what's available at the moment, this does look like an affordable option if we can get the support from you guys. And again, it's just a fantastic way for you to support the channel in another way. Back to you, Dirk, in the studio.
Believe in them? Let me know. Appreciate that, Eddie. And of course, yeah, we are looking for Rovers memories. And Igor, maybe you want to give us your memory, of course, by signing the deal, sign the contract, and believe in yourself and stay at Blackburn Rovers. Of course, it is just a murmuring right now. We've kind of fended them off for the time being, but of course, it could change and develop as, of course, the transfer window picks up, because he is on a contract that ends next year. So we either got to get that signed up, tapped up, or we'd probably have to look to sell, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. He's still a raw talent, still a lot of play, a lot of development to be made with him. Anyway, that's it. Until then, I'll see you soon when we return. Until then, we're done.